I want to ask you this very interesting thing, prenup.
Oh yeah.
It's the common thing I've heard in my group age. Ki, okay, prenup.
uh,
What are your
you
thoughts
know
and
what?
takes?
It's a taboo word for our culture. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
And it's very unheard of thing, right? Even if I go talk to my parents
yeah,
about.
people know about it, but there's
Mhm.
this resistance against it, and naturally so, because in India, marriage is a sacrament.
Mm.
Marriage is a religious ceremony. It is forever. It's supposed to
That's
be
its
forever.
reputation in India.
Yeah.
Okay, ki hanji.
Even Indian law deals it like that. There's a difference. Indian law deals says that marriage is a sacrament. It's a religious thing that you're doing. So it is more. It's not a contract.
It's not a business
It's not a
transaction.
business transaction. So
But
it's very it's important here too. But it's written in the law. That's why we have Hindu law, and Sharia and whatever, like different laws, because it's really related to your belief system. And so when you want to dissolve a marriage in India, it's far more difficult than it is here.
and
So
how does Western world see
so
marriages?
in Canada, marriage is a contract. So you're marrying somebody,
Mm-hmm.
it's a contract. One person decides, I don't want to be in the marriage, they have a right to divorce. India, it's not like that.
Mm.
In India, if you're married, you're married. You are granted divorce only if you meet certain conditions, or only in certain conditions, because it's not a contract; it's a sacrament. So it's treated differently, and that is why. But also there's a difference. Like if you're living in Canada, you're under the Canadian jurisdiction, so you follow the Canadian law. So you're also bound by things like homestead rights, family property act. So what happens is, like, if the other person decides to divorce or separate, then they get a right in your property,
Mm.
automatic right in the family home, life estate in the family home. So your finances are linked to your while similar things exist in the Indian side, but they are not on the same principles, I would say. So if you have a family, if you divorce in Canada, your spouse has 50% right in your property, and you too have the same. It's a
Yeah.
family property. So whatever you earn during your marriage is common property, and and both of you divide it.
In
uh,
case of a divorce,
in
yeah.
case of a divorce or a separation. And also in the house that you live, it's considered as your marital home. So even
Mm.
if it is in your name, your spouse has life estate in it.
What does that mean? Life estate?
You
Ki
can't
no.
sell it without a consent. She has lifelong right to live in it,
Okay.
and that's called a homestead right. So
Homestead
yeah,
rights.
you cannot just take away that home from her.
That's very interesting. I
Yeah.
never thought
So
of that.
yeah. So that's why if y'all get into a marriage thinking that whatever is yours will stay yours and whatever is mine will stay mine, doesn't matter if we get married and we get separated, it should not affect that. We get into a prenup and we decide that we will not be seeking any rights in your I will not be seeking rights in your property, you will not be seeking rights in my property. Whatever you earned is yours, whatever I earned is mine. That is prenup. You decide. Now,
So it's
if
just like business partner thing, eh? You write down the
well, it's sensible thing to do.
mm,
It's a
how we are going as a society. Yeah.
if that is the intent, and if you don't want future issues, it depends on the intent. Sometimes you get into a marriage and you say, I don't care. I
What
don't.
happens happens.
Yeah, whatever happens. I give you what you have as a right, as a family property or homestead. I give you what you want, because you're putting yourself in the relationship, you're committing to it, and I want to go ahead on those terms. But sometimes you're getting into a marriage you don't know. So
Interesting.
then you protect yourself with a marital agreement or a prenup. So a lot of people think that this can be done only before you get married. That's not true. It can get you.
That's not true?
That's not true. You can have a marriage agreement while you're married.
Afterwards? Okay.
Afterwards.
Okay.
That's something I would want to clarify. People think prenup can happen only before you got married.
That's what I thought for the longest time. Till day. I
No.
mean,
Something called marriage agreement also exists. So if I have not had a prenup, and but during the marriage, me and my spouse decide we should have the terms of marriage defined. We should clearly define who gets what and everything. It's called marriage contract then.
very interesting. So, and you said over here in the Western world, it's a contract between two individuals to some degree.
To some degree.
So, what is difference between legal separation and divorce?
Divorce is divorce. You get an order from the court saying that you're divorced.
Okay.
Separation can happen even when you're living together. Two people separate. Legal separation is when two people who are married decide that we are no longer a couple, and we're not going to be. We are going to have separate finances.
So they mutually decide
and
this.
they go out in the world and say, "Do not go out as couple." You mutually decide that you're no longer. You're separated basically.
Okay.
And you don't have to be moving out of the house. You can still live under the same roof but be separate. So you're no longer a couple.
Okay.
And that's separation legally. You can also, after being separated, you can decide you want to have a separation agreement. Okay, so you draft a separation agreement, or you have your lawyers draft separation agreement, and both of you sign it, separated. But if you don't have a separation agreement, even then, I communicated to you, we are separated. And then you put your date of separation in your petition for divorce, and you file the petition. So then when the court orders the divorce, the marriage is resolved. You can be married but separated, right?
Interesting.